Hello. Do you dream of moving to Europe but are afraid of long queues, difficult exams, and mountains of bureaucracy? Today we will dispel the myth. Obtaining EU citizenship can be much easier and more accessible than you think. There are completely legal programs that allow you to obtain the coveted passport without living in the country for years or passing language tests. We're talking about repatriation. Hundreds of thousands of people have already re-established their ties with Europe and now live, work, and study in any of the 27 EU countries. In this video, we will take a detailed look at the top 5 EU countries with the most transparent and accessible programs. You will learn in which countries you can obtain citizenship by repatriation, what conditions you need to meet, how long it will take, and what unique advantages each of these countries has. And in the end, I will tell you how our team can help you go through this process quickly, correctly, and without stress. Stay with us. This will be a highly practical and useful overview. But before we move on to the list, let's define the criteria we use to select these countries. We analyzed dozens of options in Europe and chose only the most realistic and effective programs. The first criterion is transparency of laws. The rules must be clear who's eligible, what documents are required, and what steps are involved. The second criterion is simplified procedures. We looked for programs without mandatory residency, language exams, or long waiting periods. The third criterion is reasonable processing terms. In some cases, the review process takes 6 months, while in others, it can take years. We chose those where the process is predictable and not protracted. Fourth, the ability to apply from abroad. This is a key point. You can start the application process without leaving your country, through the consulate. These criteria allowed us to identify the 5 most accessible and reliable destinations. And at the top of our list is Romania. This country has become a real leader in terms of the accessibility of obtaining EU citizenship by repatriation. If your ancestors lived in the territory of modern Romania or its historical regions, you have a direct right to repatriation. You do not need to move, take exams, or wait for years. It is sufficient to document the fact of residence through archival records. You can submit your application through the consulate from anywhere in the world. The processing time depends on the correct preparation of the dossier and its competent submission to the relevant state authorities. Romania allows dual citizenship, and its passport opens doors to living, working, and doing business in any European Union country. It is the perfect balance of simplicity, speed, and full European rights. In second place is Bulgaria. This country offers one of the most stable repatriation programs for descendants of Bulgarians. Legislation here respects the right to return to one's ethnic roots. If your ancestors were Bulgarian, you can restore your citizenship by confirming this with documents, birth certificates, archival records, church records. Residence in the country is not required. The entire procedure is carried out remotely through the consulate. There are no language or history exams and no financial requirements. Bulgaria also allows dual citizenship. Once you obtain a Bulgarian passport, you become a full EU citizen with all the freedoms that come with it. Live in Germany, study in France, do business in the Netherlands. In addition, Bulgaria itself is a country with a mild climate, affordable living, and a rich culture that can become your second home.
The third country on our list is Lithuania. This country offers a legal pathway for the reinstatement of citizenship by descent. If your ancestors were citizens of Lithuania before June 15, 1940, and you can prove your family connection with official documents, you may have the right to restore this status. One of the main advantages is that the procedure can be started from abroad. The application is submitted through the Migrissolutions system, and the original documents are later presented at the embassy or consulate. The process is based on documentary proof of ancestry and family line. A Lithuanian passport opens access to life, work, and study across the European Union.
The fourth country is Croatia, a country with an incredible Adriatic coastline and an open program for descendants of Croatians. The law allows you to obtain a passport if you can prove Croatian roots through your parents, grandparents, or great-grandparents. It does not matter where you live or how many years have passed. A wide variety of documents are acceptable: birth certificates, church records, school certificates. As in the previous cases, residence is not required and dual citizenship is permitted. A Croatian passport gives you all the rights of an EU and Schengen area citizen. Croatia itself is a comfortable, safe country with a mild climate, in a friendly atmosphere, ideal for both living and vacationing. And rounding out our top 5 is Hungary, a country with a strong national identity and one of the fastest repatriation programs in Europe. Descendants of Hungarians who lived in the territories of historical Hungary before the border changes in the 20th century are eligible. The procedure is as simple as possible. Application through the consulate, processing time from 6 to 12 months. The Hungarian authorities treat the process as a restoration of historical justice. A Hungarian passport provides visa-free access to more than 160 countries and all the rights of an EU citizen. The country itself combines European stability, the beautiful capital of Budapest, and developed infrastructure. As you can see, all these programs have one thing in common. It is not immigration, but the restoration of your legal right by origin. You are not applying for citizenship, but regaining what historically belonged to your family. The differences are only in the nuances of the documents and the timeframes. But how to get started? How can you avoid getting lost in archives and bureaucracy? This is where our Migrissolutions team comes in. Our lawyers and archivists conduct an in-depth analysis of your situation. We check the grounds for a claim, search for documents in state and church archives, and even restore lost certificates. Then we prepare the perfect dossier. We certify, translate, and legalize all documents in strict accordance with the requirements of the selected country. We represent your interests at consulates and accompany you throughout the entire process, from the very first consultation to receiving your passport. Our goal is to make this journey as quick, understandable, and safe as possible for you. Where you might face rejections and years of waiting on your own, our experience and established connections speed up the results significantly. European citizenship is not a dream, but a realistic goal if you approach it wisely. It is your path to freedom, stability, and new opportunities for the whole family. If you want to find out whether you are eligible for citizenship by descent and which country is best to start with, sign up for a free consultation with our immigration lawyer. The link to sign up is in the description below the video. Don't put off your future. Take the first step towards living in Europe today.